This text explains how mass media like TV, radio, and newspapers influence the society. The authors of this text identify three key functions of media. The first one is confirm status. This one is when someone or something appears in the media and it gains more attention and credibility. The second one is enforcing social norms. This is when the media exposes problems in society, which pushes people to follow social rules more closely. And lastly is creating apathy, which is when there's so much information that people feel informed but they don't take action on it. And they also warned us that mass media usually support existing power structures because they depend on commercial sponsors. And this results in the media often maintaining the status quo rather than promote real change.
One of the biggest problems today is disinformation and fake news, and this can be related with the text. Firstly, with the standardization of popular taste. As we have discussed in previous classes, the algorithm will always show us what follows our opinion, and will create a bubble, the filter bubble, in which we are only with people that think the same as us. Also, we are constantly exposed to new information that we don't check on or even act. For example, with the climate change, we think that posting something on Instagram will be enough, and we're still using plastic. And finally, fake news are the new propaganda, and some governments use them to manipulate their campaigns and manipulate the civilization.
There are a number of ways in which the text from the reading relates to my personal life as I see it. As a political economy major as well as global health, I see very clearly the connection between how mass media frames narratives and how that kind of plays out and has like reform implications. So understanding how policy revolves around public opinion, and throughout history, I think that has definitely been a connection that I make when looking at this reading, in terms of also like making sure that people are on the same page and enhancing these social norms so that our generation is on a similar page. We can see this very heavily in the US presidential candidacy, where the media branding on platforms like TikTok is a way for Gen Z voters especially to kind of be on the same page and connect and be influenced towards a certain side, and engage with the media, the filter bubble, the algorithms that best align with your own personal beliefs. And in terms of creating apathy, I think that sometimes, personally, I can feel that there's so much influx of mass media and we're hearing about this issue, that issue constantly. As someone who also reads the news on my day-to-day, it can feel like you're kind of having a sense of helplessness in which you are just exposed to so much media that A, you are aware, but B, it's difficult to acknowledge and actually act on these issues.
The two-step flow of communication theory proposed by Lassesford that we learned in the last lecture suggests that mass media does not directly influence the audience, and the messages do not directly reach the audience. Instead, the messages pass through opinion leaders. These are figures that are way more engaged in the media, and they have a broader and a wider knowledge on certain topics or a number of topics. The information is then filtered and interpreted by these figures, and then it is passed on to the community. This aligns with the essay's exploration of how mass communication promotes social conformity and the status conferral function. This suggests that the opinion leaders who amplify or filter out certain messages from the media, depending on their social context and their own interpretations, help confer status on certain individuals or certain ideas by promoting them to their social circles.